Can you tell me a little bit about what it was like when you were like in a new place sort of by yourself? I think a lot of people who listen, they're either going to a new school, they're starting a new job, maybe far away. A lot of people are trying to get jobs in the US and they come here and they're like, you know, this is so different from what I was doing. How do you adapt to that? How do you sort of make it your own in that sense?
Well, my experience, I wish there was a secret, a secret recipe for this, but there isn't really. I think, first of all, what I recommend is when you come to a new place, don't expect yourself to adapt immediately. Like, it's gonna take time. If the first 6 months you regret the decision you made, don't go back. Don't give up yet, right? Like, for the first 3-4 months for me was like, why did I do this? I miss Italy so much, and I was crying. I mean, there were days there was like, I don't want, like, I used to go back from work at home, and it was really hard being by myself. And at the beginning, you don't really have friends. Like, you have colleagues, right? But you don't have friends that you could call after work, like, hey, let's go get a drink, or let's have
like
dinner.
The time difference is helping you either with calling people at home.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I used to get out of work here from like 5-6 p.m. and everybody there was sleeping because like midnight. And so I didn't even have to call my family and call my friends and tell them about my day. And so my first piece of advice would be, it's normal that it sucks at first. Like, if you think, but don't let that make you feel like you made the wrong choice, because it's a process. And it's not an easy process, but it's a very rewarding process. Like, now, after almost 3 years, I can tell that I made the best decision of my life to move here. I have built a network here. I have amazing friends here. And I just bought my first home.
Oh, congratulations.
Yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Closing date yesterday. And so here in North Carolina, believe it or not, the first time I came here, I still remember I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, I just moved in a forest. Because it's so different. Right, so different from Rome. And but now I just, it's, as I said, it takes time. And my piece of advice for the people that have moved or they're about to move somewhere is just give yourself time. Give yourself time and go through those difficult moments, but don't let those difficult moments make you regret and go back to where you were or stop doing what you're trying to do, because it's going to be really, really rewarding.
So maybe after those 3 months, 6 months, whatever it might be, was there something or a moment where it just sort of clicked and you're like, oh, I like this, or I'm starting to like this? Or was it just more of a slow, hey, this is okay, a little bit more and more, I'm getting comfortable with it, I'm acclimating?
I think there was a moment, actually, because I moved here and then I stayed here for like 8 months, like 7 months, and I didn't go back to Italy. So I was missing my home and my family so much. And so I was really sad, right? And I was like, this is the worst choice. I don't like this. I can't wait to go back. And so I had booked time to go to Italy for that. It was summer. And so luckily, like you as well, right? We can do remote working, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna go for just a week or two. I'm gonna go for 2 months. Like, I want to spend as much time as possible working from there, because my company has an office in Rome, so I could have still gone there and see my old colleagues too, or work from home and still spend time with my family, get some vacation. So like, I'm just gonna take 2 months and just enjoy it. I went back, obviously I was so happy. And at first I'm like, oh, I wanna stay here forever, I don't wanna go back. But then after like a month and a half that I was there, I started missing what I had here. And I feel like that is the first moment when I realized that what I was doing with my life, it was the right thing for me. So the fact that what really helped me, I can say, is that going back home, so doing what I was really missing and what I thought it would have made me happy forever, doing that and then realizing that made me realize that actually what I was building here, it was so worthy for me. And so that's where I slowly start saying, okay, Mari, like this is not gonna be easy, right? Like, you're gonna go back, you're gonna miss your family again, but now you have that awareness, you have built that awareness that this is the right choice for you. And so I started fighting with more pleasure. Like I was like, okay, now I want to commit to settle. And I thought that's where then the process started for me to be more like having more acceptance about this place and really starting to embracing it.